Now, moving on, in one of the first administrative decisions taken by the new Taliban regime, it has cracked down on protests against its rule. This is a decree issued by the Interior Ministry. The Taliban have warned all citizens not to hold any demonstrations under any name. Furthermore, the Taliban have said that demonstrations need permission from the Ministry of Justice and Security. Authorities must be informed at least 24 hours in advance. And organizers need to disclose the purpose of demonstration, even the slogans and banners which will be used, and the locations where they will be used and held. The Taliban have warned that organizers would face severe legal consequences if the procedures are not followed. Despite the ban, there is a call today to take out a protest in support of the resistance in Panjshir. The protest call comes on the 20th anniversary of the assassination of anti-Soviet leader Ahmad Shah Massoud. Responding to the situation, the Taliban have asked telecom companies to shut down internet services until 2 p.m. in certain parts of Kabul. The areas are Taimani, Khairkhana, Dasht-e-Barchi and Kasaba. But it seems that the Taliban have already fallen back to their older habits. In a video circulating now on social media, the Taliban fighters can be seen using whips and sticks against a group of women protesting in Kabul. In an astonishing show of courage, the women reacted to the beating by shouting for freedom. Journalists covering the protests were also reported to have been assaulted in similar manner. The past week has seen protests erupt in several cities across Afghanistan. Women have often been at the forefront of these protests, and the Taliban have had to resort to firing in the air to disperse protesters more than once. Hundreds protested on Tuesday both in the capital and in the city of Herat, where 2 people at the demonstration site were shot dead. The man heading the Interior Ministry is Sirajuddin Haqqani. He is wanted by the United States on terrorism charges. He is the head of the militant group known as the Haqqani Network, affiliated with the Taliban and with close ties to the Al-Qaeda. This is a far cry from the moderate image that the Taliban has been pushing since it swept to power. In another blow to women's rights, a senior Taliban official has now said that Afghan women, including the country's women's cricket team, will be banned from playing sports.
Men who think they should not be on the field.
It is the media era, and there will be photos and videos, and then people watch it. Islam and the Islamic Emirates do not allow women to play cricket or play the kinds of sports where they get exposed. We do not need sport. They will get exposed and do not follow the dress code, and Islam does not allow that. Even if we face challenges and problems, we have fought for our religion so that Islam is followed. We will not ignore Islamic values, even if it causes opposition. We will not leave our Islamic rules.
Now, for more on the Taliban's latest diktats, our correspondent Anas Malik now joins us live from Kabul. Anas, thanks so much for joining us. Now, what can you tell us about the latest diktat from the Taliban, where the regime has warned all citizens not to hold any demonstrations under any name?
Well, yes, today there was a bigger call for a bigger demonstration by the civil society representatives because today marks the 20th martyrdom anniversary of Ahmad Shah Massoud as well. And that call clearly seem to have gotten onto the Taliban. Earlier last night, we saw a statement coming in from Sirajuddin Haqqani's office, the Ministry of Interior, which had banned a protest coming in, being held from within the city, within the capital city of Kabul. It also said that prior permissions had to be sought from the Ministry of Justice that included these type of slogans that had to be chanted. They had to be approved as well. After that, today when I went around the city, I saw there were increased checkposts. It's been about today is the 45th day since I've been here, and it has never been that difficult how it was today. You saw increased checkposts, increased security checkpoints, thorough snap checking being done by Taliban men, and they specifically saying that they had standing instructions to not allow media to film today's protest. We saw only a handful of protesters going out on the road, and then we saw them being arrested as well. Priyanka?
Right, Anas, the Taliban have also banned women from participating in sports, and nations like Australia have already protested the move. What can you tell us about the future of women's sports in Afghanistan?
Well, I was at the press conference. There was a press conference more to do with clarification where I was, and I asked this question. The press conference was, those who were conducting the press conference were Mr. Fazli, the chairperson of the Afghan Cricket Board, and Ahmadullah Wasiq, the person who had made this controversial statement. When I asked Mr. Fazli on what he had to say, he said that he would wait for the Islamic Emirate government to give a clear policy line with regards to women's sport, and that he would wait for that. He said that they would be talking to other countries as well with regards to this, because there are threats that are looming with regards to ICC membership, given that these are all the contours that have to be fulfilled before, or prerequisites that have to be fulfilled for the ICC membership, which includes women's cricket team as well. And in case if that is banned, then the threat of Afghanistan losing its ICC status, that looms over. So Mr. Fazli, the chairperson of the Afghan Cricket Board, he said that he would be he's awaiting instructions from the Islamic Emirate. But on the other hand, he said that the Islamic Emirate also encourages sports, be from all of the sides. Quite of a contradictory statement. But as we speak, there is no clarity on the way forward. Priyanka?
Right, Anas, thank you so much for all those updates, and thank you for joining us on WION at this hour.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.